I'm going to talk about everything in this video. If you associate yourself with him, please watch this video. If you can, watch the full thing. If you can't, there's going to be timestamps at the bottom. Hopefully I can do that. There's going to be proof. There's going to be everything. If they're not on here, it's going to be in the audio messages, the screenshots, screen recordings. Everything is going to be down the description below, in the description below. I apologize for any cuts because I'm emotionally drained from the situation, so sometimes I tend to lose myself, but I do want to get this video out of there and out of the situation as soon as possible, so I'm going to do this because it eats me up. I'm not here to claim that he's a liar or he's a capper, or if his lifestyle is a fake, or if he's a scammer, or if he doesn't produce, that he's a liar about the producing thing, you know. I'm just here to tell you guys what I know and what he tells me and like everything. So, you know, normally if a guy starts talking to me, I don't like to waste my time or theirs, so I was just like, what do you want? You know, like, what do you want? Like, you trying to talk to me? Is this just how you treat your friends, or like you just trying to have fun type shit? So he was like, no, I'm trying to make you my woman, you know, shit like that. And I was like, well, I don't e-date, I don't do long distance, like I'm gonna have to see you first before this even becomes anything. So we were still cool, again, nothing, not girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And so December 3rd, he decided, we agreed on a date for me to fly, so he bought me a plane ticket. And he bought me a plane ticket December 3rd, and we agreed on January 9th. So because I was gonna be busy, I was actually supposed to fly out after Christmas to a friend's, and then, you know, whatever. And, you know, he had like sessions. We agreed on January 9th for us to meet, and I was supposed to fly to Miami. And I wanted to know, like, you know, like, where am I gonna stay? Do I need to get B&B? I need to know like what area, you know, like I need to know these things because this is something that, you know, I should know if I'm gonna fly there, you know. And he said, no, it's okay, I have an 8-bedroom house, like you can stay in a bedroom, that's fine. So, you know, I tell my friends in Miami that hey, I'm gonna be in Miami, you know, of course, because just in case, you know, I told my friends like, hey, I'm gonna be in Miami, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. And I told them the situation that I'm in. I told them like where I'm, like, you know, that there's this guy, whatever. And so I didn't ask for his address right away because, you know, he would talk about how he just had trust issues because of like home invasion, and like how he had to like kill someone because someone invaded his house. I don't know if this is real or not, I don't know, but this is what he told me. And so 2 days later, December 5th, he gets shot. And I get a phone call from him, and I don't answer because I didn't see it. And I get a phone call from a random number. I didn't answer. I just said, I'm gonna put the screenshot here, okay? And they basically was like, hey, Krishna's in the hospital, got shot. I'm like, what's happening? Are you with him? Like, what's going on, you know? And he was like, no. And then he ended up calling us. Like, Krishna called me, the random number, and another producer. So basically, I have 2 producers, me and Krishna, on the phone. We're on the FaceTime call group, and he's telling us that he got shot, you know, and he's like stuttering, and, you know, we see him on FaceTime, like the wristband, you know. And I was just like, yo, these people must be worried about him because, you know, they must be close to him because, like, you know, I don't know these, like, I don't know what's happening right now. This is crazy. Like, you know, this is like, what the fuck? And so I'm thinking these people are close with Krishna because, you know, you would think if you were to get shot, it would be like, oh shit, like I need to tell my friends, I need to tell my family, like, you know. But he had these 2 producers and me in the call. So you know, he started stuttering, and when the nurse, we saw the nurse, and, well, at least I saw the nurse, and when the nurse would come, you know, the nurse seemed pretty happy, so like it was whatever. And Krishna would mute himself. He wouldn't talk to us when the nurse was there. He actually hung up on us one time, and it was just the 3 of us like waiting for him to come back. So moving on, you know, couple days goes on, he's like, he thinks he might die, he has to go to surgery, he thinks he might die, and like he just don't know, like he might not wake up, like, you know, they said that he needs to go to rehab to walk again, like just like crazy shit's happening. And so like he scared to go to sleep. Like basically I was at the edge of my seat every night because I didn't know if he was going to die. Like this was very crazy for me. So this goes on for 2 weeks, and in these 2 weeks I met some of his friends, Skinny, Jared, I've met some of his friends. And I played with them, and Krishna would play with us too, because apparently one of his friends brought like his PS4 in the hospital, and like some things that he need his laptop to work on music, etc., etc. And there's nights that Krishna would cry, and like he would have PTSD from like the shootings, and he would like say that he had to kill people and like shit like that. Like this is, I don't know. So we also exchanged videos and pictures of like our life. Like he would show me like some of his house, like some things that are in his house, and I would show him like things around the world, like things I've seen in Japan, things I've seen in Asia in general, things I've seen in Europe in general, so we would exchange like live videos, pictures. And so he went ahead and sent me these videos of him in his house, and I was like, okay, like whatever. And okay, so basically he fast forward, he needs to go to Houston for therapy, rehab therapy, because he needs to go to Houston for therapy because he lives alone, and he claims to live alone, and he needed to go to Texas in Houston for rehab, some shit like that. And so that goes on, and in that week I hear a lot of beeping, like a monitor beeping, and like apparently like they were doing scans in his heart, and he's okay, and now he has to fly to Houston. So I'm like, okay, he flies to Houston, he goes to this rehab, when he's in his rehab, the time of January 9th is getting closer, basically 8 more days until I see him type shit. I told him, hey, can I have your address, because I need to know like your, I was like, okay, I need to take a breather. Okay, so early January, I asked for his address because I wanted to order some things, and if I order some things, it's not gonna be here. Okay, so I asked for his address early January because I wanted to order some things for myself, and if I were to order it, I wouldn't be here once it got here. So I'll be like, hey, can I just have your address so I can have some things mailed at your place? And he's like, yeah, sure. Okay, so I looked up the address in Google. I asked him, is this the house? Are you sure this is your house? He's like, yeah. And I'll show it here. He's like, yeah, this is my house. Or maybe I'll show it in the description, Google Docs, whatever. And so I was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, it's my house. And I was like, okay, cool. I order it, whatever. January 7th, he was like, I'm gonna get you a gaming chair, like the same one that I have for myself. He goes and buys me a gaming chair. I was like, okay. I didn't ask for proof or anything, because like, why would he even just randomly offer to buy me a gaming chair? I'm like, okay. So basically I have a gaming chair at his house. Obviously my mom was like, I want to know who this man is, I need a contact number, and I want his driver's license. So in his driver's license, there's a different address, and he explains to my mom, I'm gonna show here, he explains to my mom that he went ahead and moved from that address in his driver's license to the address that he gave me. So because he used to live in that address with his grandparents, but now he lives in this mansion thing. And so January 8th, he is supposed to fly to Florida, because January 9th, I was supposed to be in Florida. So January 8th comes along, and he apparently can't fly because his heart, they weren't taking care of him good in rehab. So now he has heart problems, possible heart failure, blah, 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 blah. So January 9th, I don't fly to Florida. And so he also doesn't have Wi-Fi in the hospital, and like he has to depend on this nurse for hotspot or something. And it was, I don't even know if it's real, but so that goes on, and then I go ahead and he makes a trust. He starts crying on the phone with me, and apparently he had to go find an insurance. He had to make a trust, a will, or a trust. In this trust, he emailed it to me. I will show you guys. And he was supposed to get into surgery for LVAD, which is like a pump for your heart, because you have possible heart failure or a situation like that. So he tells me it's temporary and all that stuff. And so time goes on, and he, I signed this trust. Jared signs this trust. Jared is, by the way, is his best friend since like sophomore, apparently, or apparently, like, at least Jared thinks that, like, that was the impression that Krishna gave Jared. So Jared signed a trust. I also signed it. And because Krishna, like, I want you guys to understand, like, once you guys hear the audio messages and the beeping in the background, you guys are going to think that this man is going to die tomorrow, because that's what me and Jared really thought, that this man was going to fucking die. Like, we don't know if tomorrow is guaranteed. Like, that's how Krishna made us feel. And so he went and had this trust, and there's a big producer that was in this trust, and I was like, there's no reason for him to lie to this producer. So of course, like, okay, fine, I'll sign a trust. And so I told him, like, why don't you just get a hotspot, whatever, for your like laptop, so you can work on your music while you're there, like email people back. And he's like, yeah, that's a good idea, because I thought he didn't have Wi-Fi or hotspot. It was just really weird. I'll show more stuff in the description, the Google Docs. So time goes on, he goes through this surgery for LVAD, and and I get this USPS alert that my package is being sent back to the sender because the address does not exist. So I confront him about it, and he says, I can't see right now. I can't do anything. Like, can you please send me an audio message about everything? And that's when I really look into everything. This is when things starts to get iffy. So I contacted Jared, and I asked him, like, without anything, I was like, did you sign a trust? Without asking him anything else, I said, did you sign a trust? And he said, yeah, I signed a trust. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not the only one who signed a trust. There's no reason for him to send the trust to other people, you know what I mean? Because, like, why would he send it to other people if it's a lie? If it's just meant to be a lie for me, why would he send it to other people? So Jared says, yeah, I signed a trust. And I'm like, okay, like, this is what I know. And I looked into, like, the videos that he sent me, and then the house and the property that he sent me, that the property of the house is so huge that it takes up 2 streets. I'm gonna show it here, but it takes up 2 streets. And I was just weirded out, because, like, this house has 8 bedrooms, like he says, but it has 2 stories. The stairs, remember how he showed me videos of him and his life? The stairs that he showed me has like 4 stories. And I'm gonna show it to you guys too, maybe here or in the description. But and then I saw like a label rug, and then I looked into that label rug, and I saw Erica Banks rapping in those same stairs, and I was like, I thought he had a house invasion, so why does he have random people in his house just to have anyone in his house? And then I started confronting him about these things, but then he was so drugged up from the surgery that he couldn't really think or talk properly. So I felt bad. Like, I felt really bad. So I was like, you know what? I'll just wait till you feel better. So but then I started looking more into it, and apparently the house is the label rug. I looked into that label, and they basically own the house, and it's in Houston. And I went and I contacted this girl who was in the pool party in that house, because I found her in the Instagram, and I was like, hey, can you tell me where this house is? And she's like, it's in Houston. I sent her the videos that Krishna sent me. And she came back and she said, yeah, those houses are in Houston. Moving on from that, I was like, okay, this is getting weird. So I contact the random number who called me the night. I contacted basically one of the people that was on FaceTime the night he got shot, because it was 4 of us, me, Krishna, and 2 producers. I contacted one of them, this person, And I asked him, like, what do you know about Krishna? Then I told him my doubts, and I said, you know, I don't want no drama. I don't want you to treat him any differently. These are just my doubts, and he can't tell me anything. And, you know, you were in the, he let you call me. So I'm guessing you guys are close. And he was like, to be honest with you, I don't really know him like that. I don't even know why he called me that night. You know, I was like, I contacted one of the big producers. I'll show a screenshot here. I'll just blur out their name because again, I don't want no drama. So I went and I contacted them, and I said, like, hey, you might not know me. It's, you know, it's gonna be here. And they said, like, I never even seen a trust. And Krishna told me specifically, oh, I need to get this to my lawyer. I need to get this trust to my lawyer because I have a surgery, and I want everything to be, handled, and I don't want the state of Florida to own my stuff, da da da. So, da da da. Cool. Basically, he just informed me that he sent it to everyone in the trust. I reach out to this producer who's in the trust, and he said, I've never seen a trust. So I'm like, I can't talk to Krishna because Krishna makes me feel like shit trying to ask him to reassure me while he's in surgery, and like, he's getting, he's really fucked up. So I said, you know what, it's okay. Do you remember getting me a gaming chair? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, can you take a picture? Can you take a screenshot of you getting me in your orders? It should be in your orders on Amazon, a gaming chair. And you should say when it's arriving. The Amazon order. And he goes and shows me, he says, I don't know how to. And I'm like, okay, whatever, just take your time. And so he goes ahead and shows me an email, and it says like January 7th, like he has a confirmation number, and it says it's arriving, whatever bullshit. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, it says it's there, I don't whatever. So I go ahead and I enter it on package.net. I put in the Amazon ID number on the email that Krishna got, and it says order was canceled. I'll show it all here. And so him and I don't speak for a couple of days, and I was like, whatever, like, I don't at this point, like, I really, like, I was more of like, I don't want to even speak to him. It was more draining. Like, when he would speak to me, it was draining. When he would send me an audio message, because he can't type, he can't see, all that shit was just draining. It was more of like, I feel bad because he's in the hospital. And you might be like, how do you know he's in the hospital? Because he sent me his location, and it says he's in Houston Hospital. And and I was like, whatever, it is what it is. And so I go ahead and I let things go by. Hopefully he'll feel better, then he can, talk to me and tell me about what the fuck is happening. So then randomly I would see him start following people on Instagram, and I knew at this point that there's this guy who has his Instagram named Quan, because apparently, according to Quan got his password because Krishna thought that Krishna was going to die a month ago or some shit. And so I was like, okay. And so I contacted Quan myself, because I met some of Krishna's friends, and Quan was one of them. And I said, can you stop liking and following and commenting on people's stuff, because like, it looks bad, because it seems like Krishna is not even in the hospital, because it looks like that because he's active on social media, but he's in the hospital, struggling and shit. And I'm like, don't do that. He gave it to you in case he dies, not while he's in the hospital. Act like him and impersonate him, because God knows what the fuck is Quan doing on, Krishna's account. So Krishna goes ahead and tells Quan off, and Quan gets mad at me, whatever. Quan then says a bunch of things to me. At first, it's crazy because when I told Quan my concerns, Quan said, I don't know anything. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then out of nowhere, he says, I know everything, and I don't know why he's lying to you. I'm going to show screenshots of everything in the Google Docs. And then, okay, I need to take a breather. Okay, so basically, Quan tells me some gaslight, manipulate shit. And at this point, maybe Krishna was acting like Quan on his own account. I don't know. God knows. I don't know. So he said, Quan said on Krishna's Instagram, saying like, oh, like, he loves you so much, but you're so toxic, you need to leave him. You keep questioning him about like what he has. And I'm like, He knows I don't care about what he has. Like, at first, I thought he had, like, a fucking, like, 1-bedroom apartment, because he's a 20-year-old. Like, I don't expect him to have, like, his shit together. Like, I don't expect him to have anything. So I was just like, whatever. If anything, if I expected anything, it's because he showed me something. He literally have it online. He showed it to me. That's the only reason I expected anything, is because he told me or he showed me. So I went ahead and, you know, me and Quan started going off on each other. Quan, on Krishna's account. Quan was like, well, it's toxic for him to be with you, but it's not toxic for you to be with him. And I'm like, I'm sorry, are you mentally, like, what's going on? Like, how does that work? Like, you just told me he lied to me, and now you're telling me that it's toxic for him to be with me, but it's not. Wait, what? And so, you know, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving. And he was like, oh, so you're just gonna leave him after all the things he's done for you? He's ready to throw away his music career for you. And I'm like, what is happening right now? And so, you know, shit goes on. And there's gonna be, the screenshots are gonna be down below, whatever. So I went ahead, lived my life, forgot about, like, whatever. I lived my life, and I go on my Discord. As I'm fixing my Discord server, I see Krishna's account, and it says that he's server boosted. If you know what Discord is, you get badges. Then you get, if you're server boosted when you have a nitro. Oh my god, it sounds like I'm fucking adding Discord. But basically, like, there was a server boost on a specific date, and those badges shows the date that you were active or the dates you've done it. And I saw January 21st, Krishna did a server boost, and I'm like, I thought he was in the hospital. Why is he server boosting when he's, like, sounding the way he's sounding? You know what I mean? If you hear the audios, you'll hear it, you'll see. And so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So basically, I tell Krishna I'm done, you know, all the screenshots, I don't even want to talk about it. It's just, everything's gonna be there. And he's like telling me, like, you know, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about anything. And I'm like, okay, well, give me your Discord password then, or your Instagram password. And he's like, fine, you can have everything. You can have my bank account. I don't care. You can have everything. Like, it's okay. Like, I know you don't love me, and I know you don't care about me. Da da da. Like, and I'm just like, what is like, what the fuck is going on? And you know, he's like, that's all you care about is my passwords. And I'm like, no, it's because I'm fed up. You don't give me anything. Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, this is crazy fucking talk. Like, this is crazy. Like, I was basically just fed up with it. And so a day goes by. He sends me more sad audio messages, more and more and more sad, and, like, whatever, all gonna be in the fucking description below, in the Google Docs. And then he goes, and keep in mind, while this is all happening, he's reassuring my own mother. He's talking to my mom, saying, I love you, mom, thank you. Like, I'm like, stop talking to my mom. Like, I keep telling him, like, you and I aren't good. Like, you need to stop talking to my mom. Like, again, I don't even remember when I even, like, jumped into this situation. I don't even remember. Like, I don't even know what the fuck. And so so basically I was just fed up. And Jared, his best friend, ever since I told him about the address thing, you know, Jared was also, like, confused and stuff like that. So just like everyone I contacted in this situation, everyone was confused. And so I contact Jared, and I'm like, hey, I want out of this. Like, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. And so Jared was like, did you call the hospital? Like, do you even know what hospital he's in? And so, you know, again, I have Krishna's location. So I went and looked at Krishna's location, specifically when Jared called me, and I was like, yo, like, I'll look into his location right now, and I'll tell you the hospital. Tell me why he is in this trailer, his white trailer. Not that it's wrong to have a trailer, it is not wrong, but he was never in the fucking hospital, is what I'm saying. He was never in the hospital. I guess his VPN fucked up, and, like, it showed where he is. And you might be like, how do you know it's his house? Because it's the same address. I'm not gonna reveal his address. It's the same address that showed in his driver's license. Again, I don't care that he's in a trailer. I don't care. That's the thing. I don't care what you have. It's why are you acting like you're in the hospital? You know what he's doing? There's literally in the description below, if you listen to the audio messages, there's a specific YouTube video that you can literally play in the background with the same beeping noise. So he's at home playing beeping noises, sending people audio messages. God knows who he's spoken to. I don't know. And he's, like, stuttering and acting like he's gonna die tomorrow. Okay. Now but yeah. I it's just so, like, I don't know what this, I don't know. So then, with this producing thing, him stealing beats and him, you know, if he lies, I just want you guys to know, for the producers who are watching this, if he lies about his location for 2 months, if he lies about his condition, if he lied to everyone and about getting shot, I don't know, what do you think he's doing with your beats? Now, I've seen him work on Discord, because again, we were on Discord, and I would see him, like, mix things and, like, fuck around with some beats, but I don't know how FL Studio works. I don't know. God knows he probably fucking renamed a whole beat after, he probably renamed your beat in front of me and I didn't even fucking know it. Like, I don't know. So, I do know that a lot of you guys, a lot of producers are sending him beats. He steals beats. I know it because there's a spot. I will have a screen recording here. Him and I have Spotify sessions because I'm also into music. He made this playlist of the things he produced, co-produced or produced. On Hot Boy, the one, he said he produced that one. He didn't even want to, I told him, like, just get your lawyer. If you really produced it, get your lawyer. And he was like, no, I'm gonna make less money than make money, da da da. And I'm like, okay. And then he told me that for the fashion, he also produced that one. No, he didn't. He stole that from Wilo or some, I don't know who the guy was, but apparently he stole that from someone. He has creds on Spotify for those songs. But yeah, those are, if you send him beats, I don't know where your beat is going. He does send them out. Just please be careful. I don't know what this man is capable of. I don't know what this man is onto. I don't know what his goal is, but please be careful, because this is some maniac, sociopath, psychotic, like, I don't know, these actions are something you don't say, oh, my bad. Also, another thing is, if you guys haven't already, look at this freaking post. If you don't know, the Leave Me Alone track or record, Krishna says that he did, he had a part on that, and he said that he did something on it. Like, he basically, it's an Instagram post by Young Forever Beats, and not affiliated. I've never worked with this man. Like, he's a scammer. The main producer said that about Krishna, and in the comment section below, it said that Krishna tried to buy a plaque. The main producer said the label contacted him saying that Krishna tried to buy a plaque. Do you know how mentally, like, unstable you have to be to try and buy a plaque on something you never worked on? Like, do you know how crazy that's crazy? That's actually crazy. Like, that's crazy. So I don't know. I'm not associated with this man. I don't know a thing. I don't know shit. So just, I don't know. Okay, I just want you guys, this is the things I know. There's probably things I've left out purposely, some things, because I don't want to put his business out there, like, about his family, his family's condition. But there's also things I probably left out and I didn't say, but yeah.